What's going on, everybody? This is your man Larry, the American Brazilian, minus the Brazilian, my beautiful wife. And I wanted to jump on to answer a couple of questions. And they are, where do I meet beautiful, feminine Brazilian women here in America? And how can I meet, or is it better to meet or become acquainted with brasileiras or Brazilian women prior to going abroad or going to Brazil? And so I'm going to, I guess you could say, recommend or speak briefly about a couple of options or a couple of avenues where you guys can kind of search them out. And if they work for you, great. If they don't, no biggie. Before I get into it, I want to give a shout out to a young man who I know, Jordan Masiah. He's a recording artist, and he has very good music. He's local here, but then he's getting ready to get some national acclaim. So I'm going to put a link in the description box of his Spotify account, I believe it is. And so you guys go and check him out. If you like good music, like I like good music, you'll check him out. And I like good music of all genres. Lately, I've been really big on the Brazilian funk and, a lot of Brazilian music. I just kind of like the rhythm. Of course, you can see I'm a fan of Brazil. Don't hate me. That's just me. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with an easy one. Where do I meet Brazilian women in my local community? Well, I would say this. I would probably, well, not probably, but I would say what you want to do is you want to Google, and I know this sounds kind of like super simple, and it might sound even draconian, like old or outdated, but you want to Google Brazilian communities wherever you live in your state. And what you'll probably find is this. They have a lot of festivals, they have a lot of little outings, and a lot of times it's open to the public. The cool part about Latinas and just Latin America on a whole is they're very friendly. For the most part, they're very friendly. And if they sense that your intentions are great, they'll welcome you with open arms. In fact, a lot of times from the gate, from the offset, so to speak, they'll welcome you with open arms until you show them something different, something that they might need to kind of pull back away from. But that's kind of an avenue that you probably want to pursue if you're interested in that. Based on the questions that I've been getting, a couple of people are. So that's definitely an avenue you wanna look into, because believe it or not, the Latino communities are popping up all across the country. And again, they're very friendly, they're very accommodating, they're very welcoming, and the hospitality is just downright awesome, or cool, or very cool, or muito legal. Anyway, that's one avenue. Another avenue is, as far as the online, I guess you could say getting to know somebody, is I think Facebook, they have like this dating thing, and you can put in your information, and then they'll kind of give you the radius, and they'll give you the, of cultures or whatever. And so I put a link in the description box of that as well. Now, as concerning online, for people who might say, well, you know what, I'm going to be traveling abroad soon, so it will be something that I would definitely want to look into. Now, the cool part about, Brazilian women is two things. They're very friendly, and if they like you, they'll let you know. So even if you say don't go online and try to become acquainted with somebody here prior to your trip, by the time you get there, if you do see somebody that you're interested in, and if they are available, then they will give you the time of day. Now, here's another component. If you don't know Portuguese, that might be a little bit of a hassle. So I would but let me say this. A lot of the brasileiras are really cool in a sense that you could even use your translator and speak with them that way, just basic communication, and that's cool. But learning a little Portuguese is a very good thing. And with all of the resources, Duolingo and this, that, and the other, there's a plethora of apps that you can use to brush up on your Portuguese. There are many people who are online on Facebook and other online platforms who will teach you lessons for free or a little bit of nothing. There's even a few of them on YouTube that teach you free lessons. And the cool part about it is they teach you how to matriculate through the society on a basic level. Because one thing I learned about it, if you capture the basics, then everything else kind of comes a little bit easy. Portuguese is, it can be somewhat difficult, but it's like anything else. Repetition is going to create confidence. So the more you learn, the more you practice it, the better you'll become, and the more confident you'll become as far as speaking it, becoming fluent in it. So that's one thing. As far as getting to know somebody online, what should you use? I put a couple of links in the description box. But when I met my first girlfriend, my second girlfriend became my wife. When I met my first girlfriend, my first girlfriend, because I had met a few people on Brazilian Cupid, which is BrazilianCupid.com. Brazilian Cupid is cool. And the cool part about it that I like is what you see is what you get. There's not a whole lot of fluff, and there's not a whole lot of people who are attempting to catfish you. Now, I will say this. For some people might say, well, Brazil doesn't necessarily resonate with me. I like the Dominican Republic. I like I like Colombia or Costa Rica. They have Cupids for all of those. So if you're trying to, and it's a cool thing, man, to get on there and become acquainted with someone, develop some form of a dialogue, so that way when you touch down, there's somebody there to help you. And a lot of times, man, there are people that they're I wouldn't say 100% fluent in English. There are people who are, because like that app, well, just like every other app, you can have filters, and they'll have things, English speakers or whatever. So, yeah, that's definitely an avenue. But then there's another one, but I forget the name of it. But anyway, it's something about Brazilian singles. But a link of that is also in the description box at the end of the, below. And what to look out for? Well, I will say this. When before I met, in the process of meeting my first girlfriend in Brazil, I also had Dominican Cupid, because I was thinking about going to the DR, but Brazil it just resonated with me for some reason. It just captured my heart. But anyway, there's a common thing or common theme amongst people who have not so good intentions. Everybody, just like every woman in America is not bad, every woman in countries that are not America are not good, so, and then that's vice versa. That's you guys understand the point I'm trying to get to, right? But anyway, what to look out for? Well, I will say this. If you meet somebody and they say stuff like, well, it's funny that you contacted me because today is my birthday, or I would video call you, but I broke my cell phone, or it is so difficult here. Just it's like the dry bag or whatever. And if you're familiar with that, if you've ever had somebody try to get over on you, or somebody try to subtly request something from you in a way that it doesn't necessarily sound like they're begging, then you'll recognize that muito rápido, very quickly. So anyway, I don't know if I answered those questions. Those are just some things that I just kind of wanted to just kind of like briefly get on here and just kind of throw at you guys, and hopefully that'll give some form of answer or satisfy some form of curiosity for people who might be interested in looking for a brasileira. In any event, yeah, let me know how that goes. I think a lot of people sleep on their own communities, not realizing that there are other ethnic communities within their community. And a lot of these communities are pretty big. They just don't make a whole lot of noise, but they're very large, and they're constantly growing. Another thing too, you want to watch out for people with that Western civilization mindset. Most people who that hold to their traditions. They hang around, like a lot of the women, they hang around their friends, their cousins. I like them. Oh, and another thing too, I forgot to say this. A lot of times on Facebook, when you put up different names or whatever, they'll, you see like Latina names or whatever, they're like a laundry list of people who come down. You just click on the links. The cool part about the Brazilian women is if they're single, they'll let you know. It'll be out front. You won't have to guess. If they're in a relationship, they will let you know. It'll be out front. So that's another thing I like about them. It's very little guessing. If they like you, they like you. If they're single, they're single. If they're not, they're not. I would definitely avoid anybody who will say it's complicated. Definitely avoid that. That's rare. I don't know if I've ever seen that, but if you see it, avoid it. In any event, man, my brothers, mil caras, my guys, hope that helps. Hope this helps. And we'll see you on the next one. Até breve. É verdade.